First John chapter 3. I hope you're understanding this. This is so powerful. First John chapter 3, verse 9 says, whosoever is born of God does not commit sin, for his seed remains in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of God. There's so much here to say that it's not what I'm really teaching about. I have another teaching where we shall go into this verse and really understand what he's saying, because what he's saying here is that the Christian does not sin. So whoever is born of God does not sin, does not commit sin, for his seed remains in him, and he cannot sin. Some people say that person, he does not habitually sin, but then in the next part it says he cannot sin because he's born of God. But that's not what I want to talk about now. I'm talking here where it says for his seed remains in him. This word for seed is the word sperma, and it's the word that word from which you got the living word, this born again of this incorruptible word, that we are born again, not of corruptible, but incorruptible, by the word of God which abides forever. Peter said. So this word here, this seed that is talking about here, that abides in us, is the essence of God. It's this living word. It's the logos of God. And which is this logos? It is Christ in us. Jesus Christ is the logos. If you read in John chapter 1, it says, in the beginning was the logos, and the logos was with God, and the logos was God. And then in John 1:14 it says, and the logos became flesh, was made flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory. Glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. So Jesus is this logos, is the essence of God, the seed of God that abides in us. He lives in us, and because Jesus lives in you, God lives in you. Here's Revelation chapter 3. Revelation chapter 3 is another one that I think I want to end today with. Today's lesson is a bit brief. Revelation 3:20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. I will come in to him and I will sup with him and he with me. If any man hear me, and I'm knocking on the door, and if you hear and open, this is getting born again. Jesus says, when you believe, I will come in to him. Jesus comes into our life. Jesus comes rather into our soul and our body. He comes in and he mingles with our spirit, and he becomes one with us on the inside. And then once he moves in and takes up residence, he now begins to express and dispense his life from within us, spreading out all over our soul and our body. We are not looking at Jesus who is in heaven trying to give us life. We are looking at Jesus who is in us, who has come in and is supping with us and us with him. We are looking at Jesus who is in us. He said, I will come into him. I will come into him. I will come, him means him and her. I will come in and I will sup with him and he with me. Christ, if you believe Christ is in you, he came in on the day that you believed. He does not come in when you pray, Lord, or when you study the word, or he came in when you received him. He moved in. He took residence in you, and now he wants to spread all over and take over your soul and take over your heart and take over your body. He wants to increase. He needs you to decrease so that he's taking over who you are. Glory be to God. So this indwellingness of Christ, this is important for us. This is what makes us a believer. And I'm going to continue talking about this as we're talking about this mutual indwelling union. So I thank you so much for watching. I thank you for liking, for subscribing, for commenting, for sharing. I thank you so much for sharing. And please listen to this again and again. I'm going to do so myself. And we are blessed with all blessings. Karis Shalom.